If I was an individual really seeking your services, first of all, just so we can also share this, what are the best places to find you? You have your website, your LinkedIn, all of that. I would come across that and then get in contact. And then, so what are those sources, first of all, to find you so that we can share that? And then, what would the process be like for an individual, navigating this new job market and working with Integrative Connection to do so?
Yeah, so like you said, we're on social everywhere. So we're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we have our website. We do ongoing collaborations to kind of service our community and our audience. On Instagram, LinkedIn, we're at Integrative Connection. So that's how you can find us. Our website is integrativeconnection.com. Connection, no S. So that can be a little confusing.
Got it. Good.
So that's really the best way to reach out. And in that case, if you reached out to me and kind of were at this point, you didn't know what to do and you wanted to see if this career coaching thing is right for you and we're a good fit, I would say, great, Dakota. Let's set up a call. Let's get to know you. Let's see where you are. And I can share a little bit more about our process. So on that initial free consult, we would discuss just a little bit about where you are, and each person's so different. Someone might need help just identifying jobs that they can apply to and that job search discovery mode. Another individual might be getting the interview, but because everything's remote right now, not really understanding that remote environment and not getting past the first interview. And that's a common theme.
Right. Okay. Is it? It's so,
yeah. So it's just like,
I mean, that's a new aspect to everything. I assume it's difficult to, interviews are what's the word I'm looking for? I guess intimidating, really, as is. And now a computer screen, it's just so odd. So that's a big thing you've noticed, huh? Is Zoom interview issues?
Absolutely. That's an entirely new nuisance, which is
right.
Primarily a result of this environment. And it's like everything that used to have that human interaction, that body language, showing your enthusiasm, your background, technical difficulties. It's just like the list goes on and on. It's daunting to kind of just go into. So that's really where we are there to support individuals. And because Stacy and I have both been within corporate and recruiting HR and worked on the search side and the agency side, we see both sides of the spectrum. So we really know what managers are looking for, what the interview feedback's going to be, how to prep a candidate, all these other aspects that go into it. So that would sort of be the process. And from there, we would, if you said, great, that's exactly what I need, we would work with you on a specific coaching program and the specific number of sessions that make sense for you to get you to your desired result. And we'd set small, measurable goals after each session. And you make small but substantial progress.
Exactly.
And then on our boutique search side, our approach is very customized. As you said, it really is a partnership. So we want to know the company. We want to know their challenges. We want to know where they excel. We want to know a little bit about their current team. So based on the culture and the position, we can really provide the best candidates and service through them throughout the entire life cycle.
Okay, fantastic. So, it sounds like you really learn the ins and outs of the individual and who they are as a person in conjunction with obviously their career history and experience. And then you really just take the time to use that knowledge and, that extra knowledge. I feel as though you would take the extra mile to really dig into the person and discover who they are so that placement is as, beneficial and effective as possible. So, would you call it just a very personalized approach in comparison to other companies in this sphere, really just extremely personalized for the individual?
Yes. Yes, to answer that, I think we would call it personalized for a lot of reasons. And I think the other thing that I think is important to note is we really get to know what motivates someone in making a move.
Got it.
So we care about, why is someone looking to make a change, right? Is it what's driving that change? So we really get to know, is it because they want to be, closer to family, and make sure that when there's a return to work, there's going to be something like that. Is it simply driven by money? Is it driven by culture? Do they want a new boss? Do they want more responsibility? Is it growth? So getting to know all the things that are going to really make them fulfilled and happy and engaged there for the long term. And most importantly, be a top performer. Because those are the people that are engaged and happy and top performers are the people that are going to be at the types of companies, the high growth companies that we're working with are going to be successful there for the long term. Right. And so I think you mentioned something earlier that hit me about, I forget the wording you used, but for us, success looks like a person that's there for the long term and happy, and the client calls us and they're happy, not, a year later, but years later, right? And that person is really satisfied in their career. And then, the hiring manager uses us over again, and then the person calls us and they're in a role, that's significantly higher in responsibility or title or whatnot. And, they're calling us, making hires underneath, themselves. So, that to us is true success. It's not just, getting a fee. And it's also those other services that we're engaged in, like I mentioned earlier, as a true partner. I think, as we mentioned before, and Ashley said, we do bring that unique experience that other people don't have. So being that we have the corporate and the agency, we've seen hiring managers on both sides. We've influenced them tremendously on the corporate side as leaders. And then we've seen them on the boutique side where we've, really had a different angle and spin, and where we've been able to coach candidates, again, on both sides. Right. So we really have an advantage to, talking to people, again, on the search side, right, and on the career coaching side. So, our clients, whoever they are really going to benefit from our knowledge and skills and have a competitive advantage. Whether it's the candidates we present them, whether it's the knowledge and the advice we're giving them, and I think that's notable. Even, when we're working with people in career coaching, I'm finding that we're getting through sessions and getting so much more done so quickly that we're even having to say, oh, we'll just give them more and more and more, because we're getting so far so quickly because we know a lot, and we can just give a lot really quickly and make a lot of quick hits fast, which is the name of the game, right?
Yep. And it's a sign of your knowledge and your expertise and your relationships and all of that. So in the process of niching down into these two kind of different niches here, do you think was that purposeful in the sense that you knew maintaining a relationship in the agency side would kind of help fuel this, this coaching side, as in you learn things of, it's really kind of a full circle doing both sides. It's not just half the circle. Was that purposeful in your, a discovery to niching down to this business model, or was it just kind of natural and you're just realizing the benefits of being on both sides?
Yeah. So, I think Stacey and I both always knew we had unique experience. So we knew what hiring managers want. We knew what the interview feedback was. We knew how candidates knew how to speak to candidates and work with them, because it really is a relationship. It's no matter, even on the search side, it's a coaching relationship. So that human connection and that skill set was always there. This was just kind of taking what we've always done and put it into practice. In terms of niching down, we've definitely gone through a few iterations of IC, Integrative Connection, as Stacey mentioned. The market over the past year has changed tremendously. So
it forces you to continue niching.
Yeah. So when IC was first conceptualized, there weren't really any jobs. It was that layoff model. So that's really where our outplacement came in. And that's how that idea was born, supporting organizations and their employees that were being laid off, give them what we called a quote soft landing into this job market. So kind of giving them the resources and the tools needed to navigate the job market and their lives. And then more recently, thank goodness, the job market's really picked up and now everyone's hiring, and that's our core skill set. So now we're really focusing on the search side, but we can really have that full circle model where, we're coaching individuals, we're doing the placement, we're really focusing on a company's current workforce and giving them the tools and workshops and training opportunities needed to excel. And then if the unfortunate situation did occur where one of our clients needed to downsize, they know us as a trusted partner to be able to work with their outgoing employees, everything from personal branding, setting up your LinkedIn, redoing your resume, just everything someone might need to feel confident and productive going into a job search. So to answer your question, yes, there's been a few iterations in less than a year. And that's what you have to do right now. You have to be adaptable and flexible. So that's really where we are.
Yep. In terms of niching down, you really do have to just ride the changes, the ebbs and flows, and adjust obviously accordingly. And you've done a great job at that, it seems, of course. And it's not easy, learning through the process in a world that is so volatile in terms of change and all of that. So kudos to you for being able to remain headstrong through that and through small business, because that's not easy on your end of things as well. So